I am becoming Bob Ross for 1 year. I did not expect this to happen at all.
Popular internet personality Bob Ross Boss Official has gone viral recently by pretending to be reincarnated as Bob Ross.
Thanks for sitting down with us today, Bob.
I will not let social media get the best of me.
Are you aware that you're not actually Bob Ross?
I am Bob Ross, I swear. I swear on my mother's life.
Whoa.
Fans of the TikTok and Instagram star suggest this Bob Ross impersonator seek psychiatric help immediately.
1 year can really change you. It sure changed me.
Look this way. Over here.
Bob, over here.
I'm Bob Ross, the painter from PBS.
One fateful day in June 2022, my parents got me a Bob Ross wig and beard. At the time, I had no idea why, but the thought occurred to me that I had to do a Bob Ross painting tutorial the following morning. And after filming that tutorial, I decided to go out for a bike ride in the getup. And the idea occurred to me, what if I did this for a year? I looked up later that day to see if anyone had done this before, but the closest anyone had come was doing it for 1 day, and not doing it well, may I add. No offense. So I have almost definitely set a Guinness World Record after completing this feat. For the past 365 days, I have worn nothing but this wig and this beard, and I've worn nothing but Bob Ross related attire. I left normal teenage life behind to spend half of my 15th year and 16th year being alive dedicated to embodying Bob Ross. I read up on his life, followed his tutorials, scared civilians just by the sight of me. Little did I know that my physical and social media presence would skyrocket over the next year, getting multiple outlets to talk about me and my input, and becoming somewhat of a micro-celebrity. More on that later. And if you're wondering to yourself, but Moon, you've posted so many photos and videos of you looking normally over the past year. To that I say, you've been bamboozled. Before even starting the experiment, I filmed hundreds of videos and took hundreds of photos that I would evenly distribute over the next year, so you guys wouldn't realize what I was doing in my free time. The past year has been absolutely insane, so let's start at the very beginning. June 4th, 2022. The first thing I did was film the before-mentioned painting tutorial, which I entitled Bob Rossing and Girl Bossing. At the end of the episode, I mentioned that everybody could go follow me on Instagram, but at the time I was fibbing because I had no Instagram account related to Bob Ross. So on June 14th, I made the Bob Ross Boss official account. I made a very well-edited profile picture, followed any accounts related to Bob, then got to work on my bio. I'm back from my 27-year vacation to beat the devil out of Instagram. Make sure to tune in to Bob Rossing and Girl Bossing on your local PBS channel. I was met with a notification that my friend Sel followed me. My other friend Reese put my post on his story. I replied, "Thank you, sir." He replied, "It's alright, icon." Just a little while later, the comments on my first post started rolling in. Freddie commented, "Yas, Bob," and "Name's B.O.B., but they calling you Bob." Someone commented, "Moon, what is this?" I replied, "Why are you talking about the moon? It's not nighttime." I'm so clever with getting people off of my tracks. Someone replied to my story saying that's Bob making Turkish food, and I thanked them for explaining. A fellow YouTuber, Freddie, reacted to my story saying he's returned to balance out the universe once more. Since I'd already spread the word that Bob is back from the dead on Instagram, I had to do it on TikTok. So I made a villain arc transition from normal me to Bob.
They say there are 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Well, I'd like to add one more: revenge.
The caption reads, "Jokes on them. I became a famous painter, got my face on thousands of t-shirts, and I've been on vacation for the past 27 years. This TikTok didn't get that much traction, only raking in about 5,000 views. On June 29th, my friend Chloe sent me a Bob Ross related story.
I am Bob Ross. Do I even want to know?
And on June 30th, my month of bike riding was over. Oh wait, did I forget to mention that I'm going to be riding my bike out in public for the next year in my Bob Ross outfit? Every month you'll see a recap of what I did in the bike ride and what music I listened to in the segment Bob Ross Playlist. For the month of June, I listened to Harry's House by Harry Styles. It was a very descriptive and colorful album, perfect for a guy like Bob. Alright, let's play the biking recap.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
On July 5th, someone sent me a Bob Ross and Conan Gray related meme and said, "You're two fandoms." For context, I've been in the Conan Gray fandom for quite a while now. I asked, wow, but who is Conan Gray? They responded, oh sorry, he's a guy in the 2022s who makes art but it's for your ears. Instead of happy little trees, it's sad little roses. I replied, wow, sounds beautiful. It's so inspiring to see young talented artists these days. I may have to listen to his art sometime. Thank you for exposing me to Mr. Gray, young one. On July 21, I posted my most recent bike ride, and someone commented, Bob, I love you. I replied, I love you, happy little human. Make sure to spread the word about my happy little comeback. I must get everyone to spread the news about this experiment. On July 22, I said slay for the first time. On July 23rd, it was time to be unnecessarily active on Instagram. I reposted a painting class saying, I'm glad our legacy is being delivered to these younger generations. I reposted a picture of a brown dog and said it's me. Then I reposted an energy drink with Bob's face on it with the threatening words, I am inescapable. Teddy posted 2 beautiful paintings, and I commented this is Bob Ross approved on both of them. I ended my Instagram spree for the day by reposting this odd meme saying, I'm done with Instagramming for the day, this confuses me. 2 days later, Teddy responded to my comment by saying, this is the only approval I crave, and nothing compared to yours, oh dear sir Bob Ross. During biking this month, I made a sign that reads, have a happy little day, love Bob Ross, to spread positivity and love. Today on last time we had Harry's House by Harry Styles, because obviously I would listen to that type of music. It is art in and of itself. But another artistic type of guy I wanted to try out today was Steve Lacy. So today we listened to Bad Habit, Dark Red, and a little bit of 911 Mr. Lonely, dude. It was freaking sick, as the kids these days say. And although nobody got the chance to read my sign, I think it's a thought that counts.
Yes, it is.
And I spread a lot of love today.
You did.
And it was a great time. That man with the dog over there is looking at me a little bit, and I think that's great. During the month of August, I made my first merch line, so I decided to go a little extra for the Bob Rossing and Girl Bossing t-shirt. Hello, I'm Bob Ross from the famous PBS Kids painting show, and I have merch out. Along with other beautiful pieces, my Bob Rossing and Girl Bossing t-shirt is available now, and you should definitely buy it. I'm Bob Ross, and have a happy little day.
That's a Bob Ross character. He's known for that.
Beat the devil out of me. We finished filming The Ad Mother. Do you think I did a good job on The Ad Mother?
I think it was fantastic.
On Halloween, I got to explain to the trick-or-treaters that this is in fact not a costume, and this is just what I wear on an everyday basis. Trick-or-treat. Hello, little one. And who are you? I'm Conan Gray. Duh. Conan Barbarian, the hit movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger? You don't look like him at all. Doesn't matter. You're that painter guy from, like, PBS, right? Well, yes, I guess you could say that I am dressed up as myself this fine evening. Okay, never mind. Trick-or-treat? It's not even a candy paintbrush. I'm never going to this house again. On November 11th, I took the photos for my merch shoot and made another transition TikTok. This one doubled the success of the first one, getting about 17,000 views. On November 22, I got out of bed, brushed my happy little teeth, and decided to take my first shower as Bob Ross. I took the experience as not only an opportunity to post about it, but make a thirst trap while my afro was still dripping wet. This video got quite a bit of traction, getting roughly 40,000 views. I ended the month by finally learning how to eat food with a beard on Thanksgiving. Your favorite celebrity at the dinner table?
Thank you so much for coming to lunch, Bob.
Bob, we're happy to have you.
I love the paintings in the world. They speak to my soul. This is a happy little meal.
Thanksgiving with Bob Ross.
And from all of us here, God bless and happy painting.
Okay.
For the month of August, September, and October, it was unfortunately too rainy to ride my bike every day. But in November, the sun came out, and I was finally able to go vroom vroom. Let's ride. But speaking of music, the Bob Ross playlist this month consisted of Midnights by Taylor Swift. I particularly love maroon since Bob uses that color a lot when painting.
Don't distract your mother during a sword fight, Bob.
I heart Taylor Swift. During a lot of my bike rides this month, my mom was learning how to sword fight, Star Wars style. And one day I even went up to the instructor and told him who I was because he had no idea at first.
I love it. I'm like trying to figure it out. Like, what is going on? Bob Ross.
Nobody has gotten that I'm Bob Ross. Everybody just stares at me.
What is it, Bob Ross?
Bob Ross.
Oh, happy mistakes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That would make me itch so much.
But it's worth it. Thanks, Kat. At least I got to explain it. On December 11th, I got interviewed by two very high-profile sources. So would you guys like to ask Bob Ross any questions?
Bob, when did you first start painting?
When I was 5 minutes old, I was handed a small paintbrush and I painted a small flower, and that's when they knew I was destined for greatness.
You already are
You've already
great.
been greatness.
Oh,
You've been
shucks.
greatness.
I
You will
hope you're
forever
painting
always
away
be.
in another way.
Hey, I came back from the dead for this. Could you not talk about the fact that I died one time? It's really
So
embarrassing.
So how was your experience as a drill sergeant in the United States military?
Oh, you weren't supposed to know about that. How did you figure that out? Yeah, it was just a hobby for a few months there.
Yelling at other humans.
No, I called them happy little soldiers.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why it didn't last long.
Yeah. If I'm being honest with you, I haven't painted since this experiment started. So on December 31st, I decided to get my paints and my brushes and paint a little bit outside. So sit down and grab a snack as we take a break from the hectic art of cloud chasing. And we dive into the smooth voice and the questionable skills of a Bob Ross wannabe. Hello, happy little people, and welcome to the Bob Ross Painting Show. Today, we are painting the beautiful forest that I'm in the middle of. As you can see, there's lovely sky in the back of this forest. So we're going to add some lighter colors and blend them to get the illusion of sky. A little bit of happy little green, a lot of it happy little white. Start from the bottom, go up, start from the top, go to the bottom. It doesn't really matter, just keep your brush strokes simple and planned. Alright, we have the background layer complete. Now it's time for the first round of trees. We're going to add some thin, skinny little trees here. We're going to add a few happy little branches. Now we're going to take some olive green and just brush that on the top there. It's okay if some of the brown mixes in with the rest. These trees are like humans. They aren't perfect, so we don't have to make them perfect. Now do they? Alright everyone, let's take a drawing break. Remember that last time I made a sign to spread peace, love, and joy and not a single person saw it because it was too busy flapping in the wind? Well, during the month of December, I made a more straightforward sign that read, I am Bob Ross. Spoiler alert, the sign performed about the same. Alright, roll the biking montage. Bob Ross, We're out on the Bob biking place. I've been into Lady Gaga recently, but Bob would just think it's white noise and very disco pop. So I almost went for Lana Del Rey because, you know, she loves the old man, and I am an old man who paints. But I decided to go with Love Leo because I heard he's very artsy fartsy, and I think I would enjoy that. So let's go. As 2023 came around, the stress of a new year caused January to be devoid of Bob Ross-related activities besides bike riding. My Bob Ross consisted of oldies 60s music, because that's what Bob would have listened to back in his day. And listen, I hate to do this to you 2 times in a row, but roll the biking montage.
Enjoy, Bob.
Blows off like a tumbleweed.
In early February, the unthinkable happened. I got sick.
We're gonna go in here and check on Bob. Let's see if we can get Bob up.
Hello, it is Bob, and I have been sick since early February. It is now March 11th, I think. Yes, it has been hard trying to keep my temperature down with a wig and a beard on at all times, but anything for the Bob. Do it for the Bob. Anyway, since I wasn't feeling up to getting sick again, I decided to hold off on bike riding until the experiment ended. But on a more positive note, on March 21st, I finally uploaded the Bob Rossing and Girl Bossing episode to YouTube. Hallelujah. It amassed about 260 views. But the reason that this video did a lot better than that video, even though they were both about the same topic, is because I'm actually a huge YouTuber now. Anyways, on March 30th, I promoted the video on Instagram, and I went painting on live. I decided to listen to Born to Die by Lana Del Rey since I've heard it was a colorful album. It took a while for people to join, but once they did, I explained that I would paint whatever they wanted, and I ended up with this jellyfish masterpiece. Masterpiece is what I meant. I posted the live and the comments started coming in left and right. Slayed and ate. You shouldn't fight nor eat paint. On March 31st, I was surprised to see that one of my reels had amassed a semi-large view count. And someone commented, "Bro's back as SpongeBob's gender." I replied, "Who's SpongeBob? Are you calling me a sponge?" Then they commented, "Better less Ice Spice." I replied, "I had this hair before she did." No hate to Miss Ice Spice, of course. I also got comments from the live saying, "Go live daily." I have urgent recommendations. Add a bikini bottom sky of the colorful radiance in the flowers. I said I'll add it next time. There was, in fact, no next time. Today also happened to be my birthday. Mine, not Bob's. So someone mentioned me in their story saying happy birthday. Over the next 2 months, I continued living my life as Bob Ross since it had become my new normal. I kept pushing filming until tomorrow until I realized it was one day before the experiment was over. On June 3rd, I felt I had to do as many activities as possible before the time ran out. So I did a painting speedrun and a merch haul. Sit back, grab a new snack, and get ready to be impressed by my painting skills that have grown tremendously over the last year. Alright, today is Saturday, June 3rd, 6:08 p.m. It is the second to last day of being Bob Ross for a year. I thought I would be a global sensation and celebrity, like how that Willy Wonka guy who pretended to be Willy Wonka was like a thirst trap legend and everybody was in love with him for some reason. Anyways, I'm aware that I started one or more paintings in the past year and have not finished them. So to make up for it, I'm going to use these fresh new canvases. I'm going to be painting all 6 of them. It may take me like 6 or 8 hours. I don't know how long I'm going to be up for, but I thought I may as well record it here with you. And also, the album I'm listening to today is Vaguely Navy by Deep Sea Peachtree, and I think that their guitarist is one of the most talented guitarists I've ever heard. So you know what? I'm going to appreciate the art of music and appreciate the art of art at the same time and listen to their album. So without any further ado, let's start the time lapse. That's the last one! Alright guys, let me show you each of them individually. So first up, we have this mountainscape with a little sun in the background. Next, I have a very colorful mountainscape. I'm very proud of this one actually. I can't believe I accomplished it in such a short amount of time. I think the juxtaposition of the mermaidy of this and the fairy sky resort of this speaks to many artistic influences, including myself. Next one I call Heaven, because look at that sky. The next one I call Norway on a Good Day. It has that kind of fjord look. And in the very last one, we're back to water. Alright, well now that I got all that painting out of the way, I have a few little trinkets to show you. First off, I don't know if I ever showed you this little guy. I got him about a month or 2 into the Bob Ross experiment, and he is just so cute if he would freaking focus. And he says really inspirational things.
Everything that you try, you don't succeed. If you learn from it, it's not a failure.
The next one is absolutely huge, figuratively and literally. You see, I opened a package at Christmas this year and saw that Bob Ross had this stunning, sexy look with a paintbrush. It says Bob Ross right there. If he would freaking... Okay, there we go. And the last thing I want to do before I depart is I want to read you a bedtime story. And I know you don't want to sit through an entire book reading, so I am going to summarize it for you. So I call him Bobby, but his real name is Robert, so Robbie. He was born October 49th, 1942 in Daytona Beach, Florida. He's literally my next door neighbor, guys. This is not a drill. And his mother taught him to respect wildlife, so he was out there touching trees, jumping in the lakes. He respected wildlife so much that he even took care of animals he saw, like this alligator. If you're in Florida, I wouldn't suggest you do that. And his father was a carpenter, just like Sabrina. But whilst helping him one day, he actually lost the tip of his index finger on accident. That's what happens when you work with alligators and saws. And then a little known fact, apparently, he left for the military as a drill sergeant. A drill sergeant! But what was he focusing on besides screaming at people? The landscapes he was seeing. He was thinking, I gotta paint that in a few years. But everything was all abstract at the time, and he was painting good old trees. So all of the artists at the time were like, no, we don't like your paintings. Get out of my face. So he was feeling a little down, but one day he sat down and watched some TV. And when he turned on the channel, guess what was playing? The Magic of Oil Painting. And after watching that for quite a little while, William Alexander made him even more inspired to paint what he was painting. But one fateful day, he stumbled upon Antoinette Waskowski. She saw his talent and thought he would be a big success. He saved money on haircuts by getting a perm, but as time went on, he kind of got fed up with it. He didn't like it anymore, but she was like, it's a part of the brand, my guy. We gotta keep it. Anyways, he started releasing like painting supplies, paints, brushes, XYZ. And at first, his company was struggling, but eventually, he made his big break on TV. And on January 11, 1983, on PBS, the first episode of The Joy of Painting aired. And therefore, the legacy started. But anyways, I have to go work on this puzzle that I was doing, but afterwards, I guess I'll see see you tomorrow for the last day of Bob Ross. After posting my paintings and bobbleheads on Instagram, I spent the last day of the experiment by paying respects to the man himself. I happened to live just a little ways from Bob's actual grave, so I took one of my bobbleheads, no pun intended, wrote him a heartwarming note, and left for the graveyard. It took us a while to find the grave, but as we were searching, we saw another man searching for a grave not too far away from us. Turns out he was searching for Bob's grave as well and led us right to it. We even had a nice conversation afterwards.
Yeah, I saw you looking and I was like, I think he may be looking for the same guy we are.
Alright, we found him. Once we had made it to the grave, I left my bobblehead and my letter. Dear Bobby, you have influenced my artistic and creative career for a whole year now. I have read up on your life by reading your golden book. I've watched your painting tutorials since I was young. You are truly an inspirational person and I'm a proud fan of yours. I hope you're painting happy little trees in the afterlife. Love, Moon. Once we got home, I finished my Bob Ross puzzles and went to bed, knowing that in the morning I would have to retire my Bob Sona. I have 3 quick notes before you see the footage of me taking off the wig that I've been wearing for a year. Number 1, you can hear all the various songs that Bob has listened to over the last year in the Spotify playlist linked below. Number 2, if you would like to own the t-shirt that I wore numerous times during this video that says Bob Rossing and Girl Bossing, it will also be linked below. And lastly, I was thinking about the comment I received early into this experiment that said, name's B.O.B, but they calling you Bob. And the thought occurred to me, what if I made a Bob Ross EP? And this may seem like a silly idea at first, but by the time you're watching this, the EP is already out and doing numbers. You can listen to it on the Bob Ross Boss official Instagram account, as well as stalking the account to see all the posts I made. Or you can add it to your very own vinyl collection by clicking the link below. This EP includes terrific tracks like Happy Accidents, Happy Accident, clap along if you feel like landscapes without a dude, Titanium White, You Mix Me Up, but I'm still right, I am titanium white. Let's add a little Friends. Something gave you the nerve to touch my brush. Let's add a little Friend. And the critically acclaimed Bob Rossi. Name is B.O.B, but they call me Bob. Good hair family, that's a mullet son. Got a TV show, so my back's secured. Or as the kids say, midget bag alert. It would mean a lot if you would click any of the links below, but enough with the hectic art of clout chasing. Let's get back to what you've watched this entire video for. The reveal. The date is Monday, June 5th, the day after the experiment ended, and all I've dreamt of for the past year is taking these itchy wigs off because I've showered in them, I've slept in them, I've barely been able to eat. I've learned that along the way, but I think it's well deserved to take these off after a year of having them on. So here we go. Well, it's been 1 year of being Bob Ross. Every single day for the last year, I've put on my picked my curly, luscious hair that I just shaved off. I've gone about my daily life like Bob Ross if he was still here, and honestly, until I checked my calendar 2 days before the experiment ended, I didn't even know we were close to ending. I thought we still had like a month or 2 left. But now that it has ended, I look forward to having this freshly shaved head instead of having to live with that curly perm hair. And I look forward to not having to go between the same 5 t-shirts for the next year just because they're Bob Ross related. I will miss the artistic creativity that comes with embodying such an iconic figure. Truthfully, I started this video as a joke, but over the past 365 days, I've genuinely become a fan of Bob Ross. And I hope perhaps this video inspires you to go watch an episode of The Joy of Painting, or watch my remake. It's available on this YouTube channel. This is by far the most time I've ever put into a YouTube video, so I sincerely hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next video where I try to find my father's hair growth supplement and grow my natural hair back. See you then! Don't be afraid to go out all alone, 'cause that's where the fruit's sitting. We do spend so much of our time looking, but not enough time seeing. Titanium white snow, picking my afro, making a reference painting from my PBS show. Brushstroke after brushstroke, creativity's aglow. In Orlando, I am home. Listen to the little things I say. Every day is a good day when you paint. On the black backdrop I'm soft, but with my manager I shout. I hate this darn perm, but I can't brush it out. Don't be afraid to go out all alone, 'cause that's where the fruit sits in. We do spend so much of our time looking, but not enough time seeing. These things live on your brush now. All you have to do is shake them out. I miss Florida summer heat, but I'm in it in Moise. It's the joy of painting. This is not my beat. When I was young, I nurtured young alligators. Father was a carpenter. I sawed off my finger. I miss Florida summer heat, but I'm in Illinois. It's the joy of painting. With me, Bob Ross. Ayo, name is B.O.B., but they call me Bob. Good hair family, that's a mullet son. Got a TV show, so my back's secured. Or as the kids say, major bag alert. If you think you wanna fight, I was a drill sergeant. Better pack on you, unhappy accident. Got military on you, I don't do no bluffing. Best believe my skills are 20 years in the making. Tiny animals always on the show. Girlies wonder why I don't paint people. Hard to capture, it's unrelatable. Layman's terms, I'm just too successful. Got a blue colored shirt, but I'm far from bourgeoisie. They're delulu if they think there's murders in my paintings. Feels demonic on set, beat the devil out of it. These things live on your brush now. All you have to do is shake them out. I miss Florida summer heat, but I'm in Illinois. It's the joy of painting. This is not my beat. When I was young, I nurtured young alligators. Father was a carpenter. I sawed off my finger. I miss Florida summer heat, but I'm in Illinois. It's the joy of painting. With me, Bob Rossi. Haircut, that's Bob with the bob. Pink print, that's Bob with the barb. Hey, shout out to William Alexander. He's a man for real.
In her final moments as Bob Rossi.
Bye, Bob. We'll miss you, Bob.
What luscious hair.
Look at that luscious hair.